Hello, What Culture? My name is Simon Miller, and welcome to Ups and Downs for Raw, the show where we do indeed go through WWE's Monday Night programming, give the good bits an up, and we give the bad bits a down. And you know what else? This is the last Raw Ups and Downs I'll do before my very own professional wrestling debut this Saturday, the 28th of April in Newcastle for Defiance. No regrets shown. If you don't know, that's right, I am in the Defiant Rumble. What a world we live in. And you're free to give my performance an up or a down, because I'm not a hypocrite. I'm not going to contradict myself. Maybe I'll give my own ups and downs for that. Probably won't. Anyway, enough of that. Let's ups and downs. Raw started with a nice, emotional and very appropriate tribute to Bruno Sammartino, who did very upsettingly pass away over the last week. And given that Bruno Sammartino basically saved the entire company at one point, this was more deserved, and it was just lovely to see getting up. Not much else to say about it really. Like I say, this was exactly how Raw should have begun, and it was all very touching. Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns then came out to start off our story portion of the evening. It was fine as getting up. And the best part of all of this, of course, was the sign that asked me to give them an up. Because look, finally, I made it between Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. There I am. There's Brock Lesnar, there's Roman Reigns, and there's a Simon Miller little name badge there in the middle. I've lived my dreams, and of course, this is getting up. Thank you, my friend. You get an up. Anyway, before Roman did arrive, it was the usual Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar thing, and that was alright, because I like the little thing that they do. Heyman reminded us that Lesnar's killed everyone, he's going to keep killing people, and that he wants Roman Reigns in a cage at the Greatest Royal Rumble for one reason over. He's desperate to go back to UFC. The cage is kind of like an octagon. Maybe, not really. Heyman even said about Lesnar's brand new amazing WWE contract, and that prompted Reigns to come out, and he did his usual thing. He got in Lesnar's face and he was like, well, I'm going to spoil the party at the Greatest Royal Rumble because I'm going to take your Universal title. He then dropped the microphone and he walked off. That was a bit lackluster, but as a segment, I thought it was decent enough. Hence why I just said nice things about it. We then got a match between Bobby Roode and Elias won. Not sure what to give this, to be honest. It was kind of just there, and we seemingly moved Bobby Roode across to Raw to have him lose. Also, when was the last time we saw Elias win on Raw television? I can't even remember. But it did all happen after he hit the drift away. You know what? I'm not going to give it anything. I'm not going to give it anything because I don't know what to give it. It was just there. It'd be like me giving an up or down to a tree as I take a walk to the post office. It's just there. I don't really care about it. Strange, this. Very strange. We then got a promo from Woken, Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt telling us that they are going to win the tag team titles at the Greatest Ever Royal Rumble, and I like all this shtick. Getting it up. WWE seems to be playing all of this as if Matt Hardy is the light side of the broken universe and Bray Wyatt is the dark side of the Woken universe. And I don't know how I feel about that, but whatever. I enjoyed it here. And then the team beat the Ascension in around about 3 minutes. So once more, another team we moved across from SmackDown. Let's have them lose. We then, however, had an awesome segment with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. That's getting it up. It began with the introduction of the Kevin and Sami show, which is a replacement for Miz TV. What a replacement it is. We had a picture of Shane McMahon after he'd been beaten up by the pair. They proceeded to just run down everybody in the Greatest Royal Rumble and also stated that they're going to win the damn thing. The pair then welcomed their first guest, and it was indeed Kurt Angle, but unfortunately they'd run out of chairs. But Sami Zayn, being the very nice man he is, went to get the Raw GM a little chair. When I say a little chair, I mean it literally. It was this tiny, kid's chair. They made Kurt sit in it. It was ridiculous, and therefore it was good. From here, it was your usual back and forth, but I appreciate what WWE did here, because Kevin Owens even said to Kurt Angle, listen, dude, Stephanie McMahon must really hate you, because I cracked her skull in the father a few months ago, and she still welcomed us back. Thank you for filling in that plot hole. Kurt Angle agreed and said that it probably was the case, and basically this was just one big advert for Friday's pay-per-view, but I don't care. Sami Zayn is great. Kevin Owens is great. I love seeing them on my TV screen, hence I was seeing them here, meaning I was happy. Ended with Kurt punishing the pair by telling them they're going to have a match later against Bobby Lashley and Braun Strowman. And you already know how that goes. A cool squash match after this, though, as Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler laid waste to the Titus Worldwide. You know. It did make them look like badasses, even though I think the name of their team is The Show. The hell is that? The Show? That's rubbish, and Drew McIntyre cut a really good promo here. It got me excited. There are big plans for this dude, or at least I hope they are, because he deserves big plans. And I surprisingly liked what followed too, even though I probably shouldn't. It started with Chad Gable chatting to Angle about Jason Jordan, which I'd forgotten about, so maybe they'll put them back together at some stage. Who knows? Then Jinder Mahal interrupted and demanded to be sent back to SmackDown. He then mistook Chad Gable for Nicholas. I like that. The two then got in each other's faces, so Angle said, all right, fine, you go have a match right now. Can you believe it? Chad Gable actually won. Now, it was portrayed like an underdog victory and like he fluked it, but I don't care. I didn't see this coming. I like the way that Jinder Mahal responded to it. I'm actually intrigued to see where this is going to go. The ending just worked for me, as does this pairing. Who would have thought that? I imagine I'm the only one. Interview with the Riot Squad were next, and they just said what they did last week wasn't just aimed at Sasha Banks and Bayley, but the whole women's division on Raw, and they're coming to be really dominant and really successful, and everybody should run scared. This was a bit boring. Down. Samoa Joe then did an interview via the phone, because he's not on Raw anymore, he's on SmackDown, and it was still better than what 90% of other wrestlers do, face to face or to camera. Up. Basically told us that he'd heard Roman had said he was going to win the Universal title in Saudi Arabia, but because Roman can never back up his words, it probably means instead he's going to die in the sand, and then who is Samoa Joe going to face at Backlash? Samoa Joe is brilliant. The ups keep on coming today, so I must be in an extra special mood because, everything between Finn Balor and the Miztourage, giving it an up. Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas went to find Balor and said, look, we should make a new faction and we should call it the Baxel Club. That is so bad, I couldn't help but sit there on my couch and laugh. And obviously Finn Balor went, you know what, I'm all right. It was just stupid, but it was done in the right way. What can I tell you? What can I tell you? Don't shoot the messenger, although I am both the messenger and the person that said it, so shoot me, I liked it. And it was Owens and Zane versus Strowman and Lashley next, and I'm sorry. Now it does suck that Owens and Zane lost because I think they're so good they should be protected, so that can get it down. This was just a fun little match, and I always enjoy two power dudes, that being Lashley and Strowman, kicking people's asses, and let me tell you this, the crowd loved it when Strowman got in there too. He is really over. Zayn took the fall after Strowman's running power slam, and I am interested to see what we do with Braun and Bobby going from here, because they don't have any individual programs. Are they going to be a proper team? I mean, I doubt it. I don't think WWE want to do that. We don't know. I have to wait and see. Anyway, this was a nice little bit. What followed was rubbish though. Down. It was meant to be Baron Corbin versus No Way Jose. However, Baron wasn't happy with Jose's conga line. Said he'd only brought them out so they could interfere in his match, which would cause Corbin to lose. He went to the back, Jose started dancing his way and followed him, and then Baron came out of nowhere and attacked him and beat him up, and that was it. Rubbish. Alexa Bliss then cut a damn good heel promo. Get it up. It was done like a PSA and essentially followed the same format as before. She continued to lie into Nia Jax because of the way she looked. Now, a lot of people saying this is too close to the bone, and I agree with you. However, Alexa is so good at making it feel real and coming across like a massive dick. If Nia is cool with it, I'm alright with this because she does, like I say, come across like a super heel. As long as Nia Jax keeps beating her up and getting her comeuppance, I think it's okay. It was very, very well delivered though, and Alexa is just a very, very good bad guy. Finn Balor and Seth Rollins then beat Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas. Down. It ended with a curb stomp. A somewhat odd segment with Natalya, Ember Moon, Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Nia Jax was after this. I didn't really get it, so it is going to get it down. I mean, Nia Jax came back at Alexa Bliss and said, oh, be careful what you say. I'm going to beat you up. I've got a fist. And then there was this odd bit where Sasha Banks smiled at Bayley and Bayley just walked off in a huff. What even is this feud anymore? What even is it? Does anybody care? Because WWE certainly doesn't seem to. Can't remember if I said it then or not, but this is getting it down. However, the main event was this 5 taking on the Riot Squad, Mickie James and Alexa Bliss. You know what? It surprised me. I thought it was alright. The story of the match revolved around Natty pretending that she'd got legitimately hurt after Sarah Logan had given her a chop block. That kind of, sent the whole thing into disarray, and Natty kept selling her leg. I was like, oh, what's going on here? Should we be worried? As she was vulnerable, Mickie James started to put the boots in, and then who came to save Natty Neidhart? That's right, Ronda Rousey. I really didn't see it coming, and all this worked well. James then decided she was going to tonk Rousey in the face. Ronda got that look on her face, threw Mickie James around for a while, and then locked in the armbar before saving Natty and taking her to the back. Now, I wasn't high on this last week, but now I realised what I missed. If we are actually building to a Ronda versus Natty feud, because Natty is going to turn on the former MMA person, that's really cool. That's a good idea, and it's a decent first program to put her in, or second program, because Natty knows what she's doing. Those two like each other away from the ring, and they'll probably have some damn good matches. That helps Ronda Rousey. And that was a solid end to Raw. I enjoyed it. So yeah, a lot of it was kind of lost in the shuffle because we're building to the Greatest Royal Rumble, but we also had to think about Backlash. But overall, yeah, I thought it was better than it was bad, although the Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar thing could have been better. But hey, let's wait and see what happens on Friday. And also, let's wait and see what happens on Saturday. Now, don't forget to leave a comment below and let us know what you thought about last night's Raw. Like, share and subscribe. Head over to WhatCulture.com and read yourself some articles Follow WhatCulture on Twitter at WhatCulture WWE. My name is Simon from WhatCulture. Thank you for watching and join me tomorrow when we up those downs for the Smackadown.
So, thanks for watching. Please feel free to click on any of these things around my head, or something terrible might happen to the dog. Too sweet me, bro. Traitor. Traitor.